G'day, mate. How are you?
Good man, how you doing?
I'm doing extremely well. It's a beautiful summer day out here in Australia. How's your day been going so far?
It's not too bad, not too bad. It's a little cooler here. Um, you know, it's our winter here, but it's not much of a winter. But I'm looking forward to being in Australia, be part of, enjoy a little bit of that summer, man.
I was about to say, very smart, announcing, oh, these are the first shows of this year for you too, aren't they? Coming down into Sydney. That'll be the first show of 25.
Yeah, starting the year with Australian tour. It doesn't get any better than
Yeah.
that.
Hell yeah. And you're definitely no stranger to Australia. You've been coming here for a while, whether it be in Soulfly yourself. But, mate, it is an honor that you're bringing this tour down to Australia. The Australian fans are so hyped about it. All my mates, that's all they've been talking about all week. We cannot wait to see you down here. How's it feel to, be able to bring this special, unique tour down to Australia? And you're playing everywhere. Like you're even playing Tasmania. And that's just something that's not heard of when bands travel down here.
Yeah, so we are very excited, man. We this tour it celebrates our beginning. Uh, Mainly me and Igor pretty much our introduction into heavy metal
Mm.
and was the beginning of extreme metal music. And it was something that we created when we were young, when we were like 14, 13 years old. And it's really cool that you get a chance to celebrate that era live with a whole new generation of fans. And it's almost like a bit like jumping in a time machine and going back in time, man.
Yeah.
I get a lot of flashbacks when I'm on the stage. Like I remember like, oh, I remember when I was a teenager playing this in Brazil, how I felt, and now here I am playing with my son. It's incredible. It's a whole bunch of feelings actually are
Yeah.
together. Oh, it's
Yeah.
crazy. You got the thing with my son and with my brother, and you got the connection of us being brothers also something that's hard to explain to people, but we are very connected. And then you got the music, which is like, no pun intended, but that's the real roots of our existence.
Yeah.
Those three records were fundamental in my career. Without them, I wouldn't be here talking to you. So it's a great thing to do. And then we get to start the year by going to Australia and play that. And like you said, Tasmania for the
Mm.
first time, like a new place for me. I've never been there before, so I'm very excited. Very, very. Yeah, I can't wait actually to be down there.
Yeah, no, you're doing the full tour. Like you're going everywhere, and it's brilliant. I'm glad you guys are absolutely doing it, and it's great that you mentioned because I myself, when I played in bands, my brother was in the bands with me, so I get what you mean. Having your brother in the band, that special connection you have, it just makes everything you're doing. I don't know. For me, it made it feel more meaningful, but it's bizarre. You mentioned 14, 15-year-old Max playing these songs, and now all this time later, you've got people that were your age when you wrote these songs now coming to the show. These people that weren't even born when you originally did these albums coming to the show. How surreal is that to see like a father and their son watching you now when you play on stage, with your family?
Yeah, it's great. It's great, and it's like it's the cool thing about metal. Like metal is the kind of music where you very rarely you hear somebody say, "Oh yeah, I was into metal in the summer of 2019,
Yeah.
but I don't like it anymore." Yeah, that doesn't happen. Like it's kind of like mafia. Once you're in, you can't get out. Uh, and metal is it's we call ourselves lifers. We are lifers. We are in this thing for life, man.
Yeah.
Uh, so when I cross paths with fans, rather either like meet and greets and they bring the dad and the son. A lot of times the dad's more of a old school Sepultura fan, and the son is more like a Soulfly fan.
Yeah.
And then I tell the dad, you better show him some old Max stuff. And then I tell the son, you better show him some new Soulfly shit. Yeah, because they're both good, man. They're both part of my history. I love both, and I love the fact that I got to experience so many uh, parts of metal through my life. You know,
Mm,
it started with black metal and extreme metal, then thrash, death metal, industrial metal, groove metal, tribal metal. You know, it's all like it's great. You know, like a lot of musicians can't say that.
no,
Some
they can't.
musicians just don't just stay in their own lane. You know, don't go anywhere else. But yeah, I'm an adventurer by heart. Uh, so to me, it's been really fun that I got to really enjoy all these different eras of metal. And
Yeah,
but this tour we're bringing in, that's the beginning of extreme metal. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That's it was a special time in music, man. It was a crazy. There's no internet, you know. It was tape trading. Um, it was a time where uh, you did everything kind of by. There was no manual how to do this thing.
yeah,
It's trial and error. You know, like you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, but you're also gonna make a lot of cool things.
yeah,
Uh, so I have fond memories of making these records, and the greatest thing is that we got to actually re-record them, you know, and that's the coolest thing. We got to kind of like fix what we didn't think it sounded proper. We had a chance to go back and have a new look at them and kind of like gave them a new heart, you know,
yeah,
almost like we brought those albums back from the dead. And I really think the way they sound is the proper way that we always imagined them to sound, that we wanted them to sound, but we couldn't get it there because it was real bad Brazilian studios with bad producers and people that don't know anything about metal. So we had all these obstacles, and because of that, the albums they don't sound that good, but they have a lot of character, you
yeah,
know. Um, and that's the thing, we re-record them with all the character. We didn't change that, and we kept the aggression and the energy intact, you know.
yeah,
And that's huge. I think that was super important for the re-recordings to come out good, is that we kept the original anger is alive on the re-recordings,
yeah.
you know. Even 30, 40 years later, um, I still tapped into the anger that I was feeling when I was 14, when I made the original recordings. You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that is cool because I was going to mention it, but you've already mentioned it that you did keep that aggression and that power and that rawness while polishing up the recording. I was going to ask you, how do you keep that? Because so many people over the years, and even as I get older, I mellow out. Things that used to bother me in the past don't bother me anymore. So, was it hard to unlock that aggression again to keep it, or was it part of the heart and the character that you're like, these songs are aggressive? This is kind of the introduction to a lot, or the introduction to this extreme metal. Was that the driving force to make sure you captured what you were like back when you were a teenager recording these?
Yeah, it's a different time for sure, but you know, like aggression is a feeling that, yeah, I don't think you do mellow out in life, but when it comes to music,
Mm,
you can always tap into the aggression of the music because there's something magical that
yeah,
happens with music that once you grab a guitar, um you do become somebody else than what you are at home. You know, you want, you know, it's kind of like you become possessed by some kind of force, you
yeah,
know. It's kind of cheesy saying that, but it's true, man. It's crazy. It's like, so yeah, I think me and Igor, the most important thing was to stay true to the original uh, feeling of the original recordings.
yeah,
I think we did that. You know, all we wanted was to show the fans how good these songs were, but they just never had a good recording. You know,
yeah,
we just gave them a good recording, a good guitar sound, a good drum sound, and then as far as the performance, then it's on us to 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 do it right. You
yeah,
know, like, and we could have easily fuck it up. You know, it's something that a lot of people do fuck up,
yeah,
and they cannot go back to that time or feel the same way. But I felt very connected with my brother in the studio. I was even joking with him, like saying stuff like, "Yep, here we are again, man. After 40 years, me and you doing this thing all over again." And it's great. It's great that we had a chance to do that. And then we also got a chance to work with new young people like my son and Travis. And they bring this new, like a swagger of the new blood of new younger bands that are coming up right now,
Yeah.
So it's like a clash of generations, and it's cool. It's what makes this thing work. And I think that's why it's good. You got, me and Igor, older guys. You got Travis and my son, Igor, younger guys. With Igor actually reminds a lot of me on the stage,
Yeah.
like the skinny Max, with the long hair and, pissed off, angry, and thrashing around, It's a beautiful thing, man. It's great. And I think the Australian fans will get to experience that with us. And that should be really cool.
That is going to be cool. And I'm surprised you even found the time to record because, you've had the long career of Sepultura, Soulfly, Nailbomb, Killer Be Killed. You've got to be the most busy man in metal. Where do you find the time to re record 3 albums, man? Like, it's impressive. It's impressive.
Yeah, I just kind of just go for it without even thinking, man. I don't really plan my year. Gloria does a lot of that, and,
Yeah.
and I kind of just jump from one thing to the other. It's like, where we are next? Oh, okay, this is what's next. All right, I'm all in,
Yeah.
uh, so like right now I'm in the middle of the new Soulfly record. Actually,
Oh, wow.
I'm in full Soulfly mode, man. And I gotta like switch that Soulfly button off in my head and go into Cavalera.
Yeah.
But it will turn it on, and then I'll be total Cavalera uh
Come this Friday.
fused.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday. So yeah, it's great. I love that I get to do that. It's kind of it's actually what makes me excited, man.
Mm.
Like it doesn't turn me into somebody that got older and doesn't care about his music anymore, or doesn't want to, don't feel the excitement. I don't get like that,
Yeah.
especially because I have all these projects. I think that's what the hard thing is, actually finding time to do all of that, but I find a way to do it. I don't really like uh, time off that much. I prefer to stay busy, stay active,
Mm.
and keep it working. I like that more than off time doing nothing. So it's cool, and it's what a great way to start a year though, by
Yeah.
coming to Australia. That's really cool, and really unique. And when I heard that that's what we were doing this year, I was very excited. It was like that's a killer way to start 2025.
And look, I'm all for it because I'll be seeing you guys in Sydney. I cannot wait. I haven't seen you since I think Soulfly played Good Things a few years ago. So it's going to be great to see you up on that stage again, playing the most extreme metal you can think of. But Max, I know you're a busy man. Before I let you go, is there anything you want to say to the Aussie fans before you're down this week? I know you got to jump on that plane in a couple of days.
Yes. Yeah, man, get ready. It's gonna be just a lot of fun, man. If you, like I said, the closest thing to get to a time machine, a real crazy, unique thing that feels like a time machine, like a nostalgic feeling. It will be this show. You will be carried to 1983, where you feel the how it was in 1983 when we made this music in
Yeah.
2000, in 2025. It'll be a crazy feeling, but it'll be great. It'll be intense metal, no gimmicks, no bullshit, just straight from the heart, extreme metal.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Perfectly said. I cannot wait. Max, thank you for taking the time out today. I cannot wait to see you in Sydney on Friday. And there's still tickets available, guys. So I'll leave the link down below. But Max, it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoy your flight.
Thanks a lot, brother.
Cheers,
Take
dude.
care.
Bye.
Bye.